I
I
have been reborn.
have been reborn.
That is
That is
why
why I will confess everything to you all.
we're just gonna get straight into it. The Persona 6 OST leaks. Alright, think it's about time I tell you the truth about them. So first of all, if you haven't heard the Persona 6 OST leak that I put out on Twitter, TikTok and all different other platforms a few days ago, here it is right here.
ただ言葉が悪いかもしれないけど、アトロスさんのチームはシンガーさんに甘やかされてるんですよ。すごい。で、これがスタンダードですよね。
That's the leak. Got it from an Atlas employee. Persona 6 OST. First time you hear it, and it's the studio session that was leaked, and it's fake. Yep, it's not real. It's not a real Persona 6 leak. I mean, most of you kind of figured that out already, which is kind of why I'm making this video. Congrats to the people who figured it out. Okay, the real reason I wanted to make this video is because obviously my Persona 6 leak wasn't real, but you know, it was a very interesting process, interesting experiment kind of thing I had going on, you know. My name is BREETON Boy, for those of you who don't know, who are new to the channel, maybe coming just from the leak or trying to find out what's going on. My name is BREETON Boy. I make music. I've been making music since like 2017 and properly like got decent at it from like 2020. I make music based on different anime and video games, like inspired by them. So, you know, for example, I'm a big Sonic fan. I have a bunch of Sonic songs. You know, I like Kill la Kill, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball, all sorts. So you know, I have songs based around them, inspired by the shows, and this was kind of something a little bit different for me. It's not the first time I've done something like this, but in terms of like Persona, it was my first time. At some point in 2022, I was making a Knuckles song that was inspired by the songs in Sonic Adventure. So I decided to employ a little tactic on Twitter, which was to say that it was a leaked beta song, right? And you know, I scuffed up the audio a bit to make it sound like it was old from like the 90s, and you know, I had some beta footage that I found from YouTube, slapped that together and I put that out, and a lot of people were very interested in it. A lot of people got convinced by it. I'd say when, you know, very successful. It's one of my most liked tweets ever on Twitter. So, you know, that was fun, and a lot of people from the Sonic community reached out to me afterwards and, you know, said they enjoyed the song. So it made me, you know, it made me happy. I felt like I was making an impact in the community, you know, of a subject that I like, you know, a franchise I like, Sonic. So more recently, I've kind of been getting into Persona. I've been, you know, making a lot of Persona reels. I started doing reels around like April, reels and TikToks. And I wanted to just kind of explore. It was like a new avenue of doing content that wasn't necessarily based on my music. So I wanted to kind of explore and kind of see. I made a bunch of TikToks about Sonic stuff. But I also made a few about Persona as well. I made a lot about Persona. And, you know, slowly on those platforms, I've been cultivating a kind of following that, you know, are big Sonic and Persona fans. And it's been cool just to see other people's opinions in the communities and stuff. But I wanted to take things a step further. I wanted to kind of implement that Sonic idea and kind of bring it over to Persona. Obviously, we all know about the incident that happened on June 12th, 2024. I believe it was June 12th. Of, you know, the biggest Persona leaker, the most reliable Persona and Sega leaker, Midori, being exposed. And, you know, after Midori got exposed, and I believe a couple other leakers had some troubles as well, it's like there's a void. Where were we gonna get our leaks from? Where were we gonna get our Persona leaks? There's no one. So I thought, you know what? I think this would be a cool opportunity for me to kind of step in. And, you know, I'll clarify now, I'm not a leaker, I'm not an insider, I don't have any insider knowledge, I don't know anyone who is. If there are insiders that would like to hit me up and give me knowledge, I'd appreciate it. But I'm not affiliated with anyone, you know. But I kind of figured maybe it could be like one last kind of send-off leak. Like, just imagine the biggest Persona leaker, you know, gets exposed, disappears, and then boom, the biggest Persona leak that we've had so far comes out. Like, I thought that would shock a lot of people, you know. So I really went to I was already planning on making a song kind of based around Persona anyway. And I wanted to make an opportunity to make a Persona 6 song. We know very little about Persona 6. You know, we know the main color is kind of going to be green. We know, which, fun fact, green in Japanese is Midori, so that's something to note. But you know, the theme is going to be green. You know, there's the whole dual protagonist type of thing. There's been mentions of, you know, art and artistic nature and stuff. So, you know, I wanted to kind of make something that kind of captured that together. And when trying to come up with how I was going to make this Persona 6 song, you know, each Persona game has had its own kind of genre of music so far. At least from 3. So 3 has been like hip hop and rap. 4 was like J-pop. And Persona 5 obviously has been like jazz fusion. So I was thinking, what would be Persona 6? What direction do I think they would take? It was kind of my own way of like theorizing, but theorizing through concepts and music. So I kind of had 2 options in mind. One was bossa nova. I thought maybe they could have a chill, calm bossa nova type of style. It would be quite similar to the jazz though, which is why I didn't necessarily go with it in the end. I felt like it would kind of feel like an extension of Persona 5 rather than being its own unique identity. So I decided to go with my second option, which was 2000s R&B type of style. You know what I mean? 2000s R&B, garage, UK type of vibes. That's what I went for. You know, I felt like that's Y2K is kind of becoming more popular recently. Like, it's kind of making a comeback. I figured maybe it could be an opportunity for Atlus to kind of take the series in a direction that's almost like a throwback direction, you know? Or maybe even just take stuff inspired by that. I found a beat. I started making my own parts of the song. But you know, I've been listening to a lot of Lotus Juice, you know, to get inspiration, because I'm a rapper mainly. I don't really do vocals like that. I'm a rapper. So, you know, I kind of saw myself as me doing the Lotus Juice part, the rapping, the vocals, which you guys haven't heard yet. That was not featured in the snippet. But obviously, there's usually the female singer, which is the catchy part, the part that overpowers the song, the part that you always remember. You know, Mass Destruction, you have the, oh yeah, da 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 da. Baby, baby. Excuse my bad singing. You know, Persona 4, you have I hold up. Da, 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 da. I don't remember that one as much, I'm not gonna lie. And Persona 5, you know, you have Last Surprise, you've got Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There, you got Lin, you know, absolutely killing all them vocal tracks. So I figured with this one, you know, I had to get, you know, a singer with a distinct voice, someone who could kind of, you know, match that kind of energy, and really had just amazing vocals in general to blow people away. And that's when I hit up Vice. Vice is also a fellow no-call musician, artist who does stuff based on anime and video games. Definitely go and check them out. Very good stuff. I hit them up and I asked them to join me on this project. And their part is the part that you actually hear in the snippet. And I tried to get the lyrics to kind of, you know, match what you'd kind of expect out of a Persona song. I really wanted to sell it. I'm not going to go too much into the creative process. I'm going to leave that for my YouTube channel members on my main channel. is on my main channel. If you're a member of my channel and you financially support me, I'll drop like breakdowns for each song. It's something I've started doing recently, so this song will be getting a breakdown over there. So we're not gonna get into that here, but if you are interested in that, consider becoming a member on my main music channel, BREETON. But yeah, moving on. Okay, going to the art, I leaked some concept art, and also I leaked some concept art, and the art was actually done by a content creator known as Moon Doggie. So shout out to Moon Doggie. He's helped me with this whole process, like from an artistic point of view. He's not as knowledgeable on Persona as I am, so I kind of had to show him some things, and we kind of brainstormed some stuff together just to make something, and kind of make ideas that could fit. So he drew the concept art. He's also done some other art that I'm going to show you guys in a bit, so stay tuned for that. And now obviously this is going to be kind of more of like a breakdown of the idea. So we do have some lore for this Persona song. There's some lore behind the direction I took for the song, and when you hear the lyrics, when you hear the full song, which I'll be revealing, when you hear that, you'll kind of get the direction it's coming from. Maybe you'll kind of resonate it for a Persona song, or maybe you might not like it. You might be like, this doesn't fit Persona at all, but that's the best part about art, right? It's up to everyone's interpretation. So just to give you guys a little bit of a lore dump, you can skip this part if you're not really too interested in my lore, my own personal Persona 6 lore, what I think, but it's kind of my theory. So here's what I went, right? I know it's dual protagonist, but I decided to focus on one for this one. I decided to name this character Midori, based on the fact that Midori means green, and then also as a nod to the leaker themselves. I figured Persona could do with a decent change to the status quo. Obviously it's still going to be based in a high school, it's still going to be all of that, right? That's not really ever going to change about Persona, I doubt. But for Persona 6, I kind of wanted to implement a new mechanic, which is skipping your classes. We have this character Midori, who's a very artistic led, artistic driven character, and she wants to be an artist, but her family, the people around her, don't really she's not in high school to do artistic stuff. They wanted to focus on the maths and the science and all that kinds of stuff, right? But she wants to do more artistic stuff, so she kind of goes against the parental figures in her life. So she's kind of a rebel, but not a rebel out of the sense of she doesn't listen. It's a rebel of the sense of she has her sense of self, and she knows what she wants to do. She knows she wants to do artistic stuff, no matter what it's gonna cost. That's what she enjoys, right? But the world's the whole world, the pressures of society are do this, this is what's gonna make you money, this is what's gonna take you in life, but she doesn't want to do that. She wants to do things her own way, which inspires the direction I decided to take this song in. Also, I decided to I wanted to make things really interesting, and I kind of figured I would base the kind of group that she would be with. They're all kind of rebels in some way, and the key fact is that they smoke, which I know would probably never happen in a Persona game. Kids smoking in a Persona game would probably never happen, but I wanted to kind of give it an extra edge that I feel it's kind of out of the norm, because obviously you boot up a Persona game, your protagonist is smoking, you're like, what? But I wanted to use that as a way, that was just kind of a nod to the green thing, but it was kind of be my way of oh, this is how they summon their personas, they smoke, they get high, they summon their personas. It's kind of more of a joke thing, it's not super serious, but you got the Evoker in Persona 3 where they do that, Persona 4 they break the cards, Persona 5 they take off the masks, so Persona 6 they get high. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know it's been a joke people have thought about. The other idea that I had, which I didn't end up doing, was it was kind of based off some other work that I saw on YouTube, where someone said it would be interesting if they had they did it through their dreams, having a sleep mechanic and have it through dreams and stuff like that, which I thought was very interesting. It didn't really fit along with what I wanted to do in the direction I wanted to take, But it was something I considered. And then lastly, I wanted to add, I think I mentioned it before, but I wanted to get into the mechanic of like, you know, skipping classes. You know, I think it would be really interesting because obviously, you know, you have your subjects throughout the day. In Persona 5, you have the parts where like the teacher will ask you a question and you get points up. But I figured, what if you could instead, you could spend that time to do extra things outside of class, you know? And I figured there should be a balance. Like, you can't just skip every single lesson. Like, you have to attend lessons and you have to do exams. But I wanted to kind of be like risk and reward, you know? You could do some extra stuff that could help you in like dungeons and stuff by like skipping classes. You could upgrade more time for social links to get them done quicker, etc, etc. But then also, you know, you still have to attend enough classes so you don't get kicked out of school. That would be like an instant game over. And also, you know, you're gonna be able to upgrade your stats, like your knowledge and all that kinds of stuff more if you're actually attending the classes. So it kind of leaves it up to the player what you want to prioritize more. But that was just a cool aspect that I thought could be added, just based around the character and the idea that I had. It's very like, you know, it's not too thought out, but that's I kind of had to put this lore in place for me to help myself direct this song. I just realized I didn't actually go into how I made the leak, so let me go into that. So making the leak itself, obviously, I made the song. The song was done, it was complete. But I wanted to add some like legitimacy to it because I felt like if I just put the song, you know, people would just be like, oh, it's just the song. Like, I figured by adding like clips of having like, you know, Lotus Juice, Meguro, and people like talking in Japanese, that it could add some validity to it, you know. It's supposed to be, that's why I went for the whole studio session recording angle. Obviously, I feel like in Japan you don't really get that many music leaks like that. Like, it's not like, you know, in the regular music scene where, you know, people are leaking stuff all the time and like, you know, people recording, people getting snippets, they got their entourage there like recording stuff. You know, you'll find sites where you have like so many like, you know, different leaks from different artists. Like, as far as I know, on my limited knowledge, you don't really get like video game music leaks like that. I think for Persona 5 there was a music leak, but it was like, they were demo discs that came out like 7 years after the game released. So it's like, well, not 7 years, like 5 years, I can't really remember. But yeah, but I wanted to add, you know, them speaking to add some validity to it. So I kind of went with, you know, there's a Persona 5 Strikers bonus footage about like the behind the scenes and them working in the studio, which I thought would work perfectly. I played it out on my speakers, recorded on my phone, and, you know, edited things together, so it made it seem like they were talking about, you know, the song that they're working on. Obviously they're outside the studio recording someone, they're discussing this while, you know, the song is playing. And then obviously I left a bit at the end so you guys can actually kind of hear the song, because if it's just talking over a song, like, that's not really going to capture anyone. People are going to be like, okay, I can't really tell what's going on though. And, you know, it was really cool to see people in the Persona community like trying to transcribe the lyrics, work out the lyrics. And also shout out to Persona Shiva, who's actually the one who mainly brought it to light, that, you know, it was the Persona 5 Strikers stuff. Kind of debunked it real quick because I feel like it was more likely to believe before that came out. Once that came out, it kind of knocks everything down, you know what I mean? I also want to shout out yeah, Persona Shiva and their whole Discord. I actually joined to have a look, and they had a whole channel dedicated to trying to find the actual song, which obviously they won't be able to because I haven't released it yet. But, you know, they were trying, going through different Persona like 6 like Imagine stuff that other people have done, and, you know, just trying to search through, you know, the Persona 3 Reload singer Azumi's work, and trying to see if they could, you know, find something similar there. And I want to commend them, you know. And that's something, this kind of links into why I did this in the first place. You know, I mentioned some reasons before, but honestly, the main reason is I'm really passionate about Persona. Like, I'm really just getting into this. Like, I'm becoming a fan like a lot of people. Like, you know, and I became a fan through music first. You know, I've listened to Persona 5 soundtrack. I've listened to Persona 4 soundtrack. I really like Heartbeat Heartbreak, for example. That's a really good song to me. That's probably my favorite Persona song at the moment. You know, I listened to Persona 3 soundtrack. You know, I've done streams where, like, you know, I've done battles between different songs. Like, I really enjoy it. I've made reels about, you know, the experience of like listening to those songs and, you know, all different kinds of stuff like that. And I've really enjoyed it. And honestly, the Persona community has been really kind to me, at least, you know, in the reels and TikToks and the way that I express, you know, my appreciation for the franchise. One day I would love to work on a Persona game. I would love to be like a main vocalist, you know, doing some rapping and stuff. Like, it would be so cool to me. And I'm trying to learn how to produce like for myself as well, and kind of, you know, so I can do like those kind of styles of music. I wanted to kind of challenge myself with this, you know. I wanted to see, can I make something that could convince people? Can I make something of that ilk that people could consider good enough to be in a Persona soundtrack? So that's up to you guys to decide. You guys let me know in the comments. Did I do a good job? Did I make something that was befitting of being in a Persona game? Obviously, you know, I'm gonna put a little snippet. Well, I'm gonna put a more clear, bigger snippet towards the end so you guys can have a proper listen. And I will be releasing the song Let the Sparks Fly, my Persona 6 song. I will be releasing it this Friday, and I'll put the pre-save link in the description so you guys can pre-save it to your Spotify's when it comes out. And a video will come out on the main channel this Friday, so make sure you check it out, guys. If you do enjoy the song, if you would like to check it out, you know, after all this yapping I've done, after all the fake leaks and the rumors, if you're still down to really hear this song, it'll be out this Friday. And if enough people watch this video, encourage this video, I'll even release it early on SoundCloud so that you guys can just, you know, have a place where you can listen to it. But honestly, like I said, the Persona community has been very kind to me, and seeing a lot of the reactions, seeing a lot of the people re-upload it and, you know, get hype and like people tweet about it and stuff, like it's been very like it's kind of a weird experience, because it's like they're talking about, you know, you and something you made, but at the same time, like, it's not really because of you, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, people were hyped, like just the fact that people were tweeting about Persona in relation to something that I made. I don't know, it was very cool. It was a very cool experience. I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed, you know, seeing people speculate if it's true or not, seeing people say if it's good, what they think, you know, compared to other Persona songs, if it gets them hype. Like a lot of people said it got them hype for Persona 6, which, you know, it made me feel happy. I'm like, wow, I made something that, you know, got people hype. Like, even if it's not in the game, if it would have been in the game, they would have enjoyed it, you know? So yeah, what's happening with the song? I will be releasing the song this Friday. It's going to be on all streaming platforms, so you can save it to your playlist anywhere. I'm going to have a link to pre-save it in the description, the pre-save link, so you can save it to your playlist ahead of time. So that will be in the description. And if you're watching this by the time it's already come out, that link will just take you to wherever you can stream it. So go ahead and check out, link in the description, don't forget. Video will be coming on YouTube too, so, you know, you guys can have the full lyrics. I'll put the full lyrics out there, so you guys, I mean, you guys basically got the lyrics. There's a couple that are not quite there, but, you know, shout out to everyone who, you know, was re-uploading it. Shout out to everyone who was like pushing it out there, commenting on it, theorizing on it, spending time even just thinking about it. Honestly, you guys are amazing, man. Now, I've yapped for long enough. Let me present to you the final snippet of Let the Sparks Fly, my Persona 6 song.
Never paid attention to what they gon' say, cause life's my canvas and I'm not done painting. I stray from the lines and guys don't hold weight, and I'm not trying to seek approval or ratings. Stand alone, I'll never have a sequel. Smash my foes, I'll never have an equal. Watch your shoulders, anyone's deceitful. Smiling faces masking all the evil. You can hide your true self, but I'll always be me. No, I ain't been a coward. You'll get an eyeful of me when I tower. Everybody think it's sweet till the dead turn sour.
I want to shout out Vice for being an amazing vocalist, for doing the part that you guys heard in the snippet, and honestly, she's really the one that convinced y'all. And I want to thank Moon Doggie for working on the art and the final art that will be used on all platforms. And honestly, if you guys enjoyed the lore, if you guys enjoyed the song, you want to see more of where I could take this, I'll be down to make it into something else, you know. Obviously, I've seen stuff about, like, you know, Persona 5 Imagine and how big that was and how cool that was for people. I would love to do a similar thing, but kind of make it like, obviously, kind of make it like its own spin-off kind of series. You know what I mean? So almost like a spin-off of Persona that's just fan-based. Instead of making it like a Persona 6 Imagine or, you know, doing that, I feel like it would be really cool to just, you know, kind of make our own story. See where we can take this. Where can we go with the concept like this? That's if you guys like the concept. But yeah, thank you guys so much for, you know, if you got to this part in the video, thank you so much. Just to summarize TLDR, the leak was fake, the song is real, song is coming out this Friday, and, you know, thank you for checking it out, thank you for checking out this video, and just, yeah, thank you guys in general. That's what I have to say. Peace. I'll see you in the next video.